So when you hear the phrase, be a man, what does that mean to you?
Typically makes me feel inferior.
It's a very simple phrase that's really overused.
I guess aggressively follow the stereotype of men.
Right away, I guess I think, suck it up.
Because I don't really buy into a whole lot of the typically masculine traits.
Because when you hear it, you get all of these stereotypes of like big, burly men, and it's like, is that really what you want? Like, is that really what you want everyone to be?
The strong, powerful leader, not really have much of a soft spot for anything, kind of just like there to be a protector of everything else.
Kind of get a hold of yourself and kind of control your emotions and just deal with the situation.
What about for others, do you think? Do you think it's a term of...
I think it's kind of a little bit pigeonholing. It kind of provides an unreal standard for people, and one that's not very, one that doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility.
Are you gonna have the opposite side? Like bring like a burly man and be like, ooh, we're gonna make you a woman. Put a bunch of makeup on him. Like it's kind of absurd when you really think about it.
And you've encountered like terms of like, don't be a pussy, don't cry like a girl.
Of course I have. Almost every guy does.
Do you think there's like a stigma on men specifically to be stoic in that perspective? And
Yes, absolutely. I think they have a lot of expectations to not show emotions in a lot of situations.
And when you hear the phrase, be a woman or woman up, does that sound awkward to you?
Yeah, even though it really shouldn't, but it's just not used. It does sound awkward.
To me, it sounds foreign and awkward because the stereotype of men is like really glorified, whereas the stereotype of women is not really set. It's sort of wishy-washy, kind of not exactly specified, so you don't exactly understand what it means. And it's also just not as aggressively put in. Like, you don't feel the aggression in be a woman or a woman up as you'd hear in man up.
Yeah, it's definitely not used the same way with that phrase as it is with be a man or man up.
Like I guess there is kind of that like, the opposite side of like the girly girl of that kind of a thing. But there isn't that like hyper femininity the way that there is that like hyper masculinity in that kind of a sense. It's more of like a sexualization, whereas for men it's more of that masculinity side of it. So it does feel awkward because I don't know, it's just that kind of weird double piece of, and I'm gonna you're gonna woman up. It's like, what does that mean? Whereas if somebody says man up, you automatically get that stereotype. It just doesn't have the same strong association with anything.
Do you think it's because like the media plays like a strong like presence on it?
Well, definitely. There's a lot of that. Like if you get like Axe body spray commercials and all of that kind of stuff, that it's like, ooh, you put this on and you'll man up. You'll be a man, be the Old Spice guy on a horse. But it's like,
Women kind of seem opposite to men, where they're more emotional, fragile, unstable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the media reinforces those stereotypes like every day, constantly, and men are expected to be that strong, macho stereotype, and women are, all they see is the feminine stereotypes and the very sensitive, and I think it just gets reinforced every day.
How we've grown up as a society, men have always been in power and women are only just coming in to equal terms. So there's still that residual like prejudice and everything else.